Welcome back, and today we're gonna be talking about Infinite Dendrogram episode 5, and this episode took it to a whole new level. So like always, let's just jump into it. Okay, so episode 5, we start off with Ray pretty much confronting all his friends, and he's got his little bunny ears that he hates, but everybody else seems to like, and he learns to accept him. I mean, what else is he gonna do? He can't take it off. I still want to know who that penguin guy was, because I have a feeling we're gonna be seeing him in the future. Now, we also learned that Rook has an ability that can let him read minds, okay? Or I don't know if Rook said that jokingly, or if he actually was able to read Ray's mind, but we'll see. I'm pretty sure if he can read minds, we're gonna see that ability later on. But this episode took like a whole serious note. Like, I mean, we went from like doing simple gaming quests, which I mean, this is a game, but we went into like a more rated M like game quest. Because I mean, you would think an MMO like this would be like rated teen, and you know, yeah, there's gonna be people killing each other and stuff like that, but it's usually monsters and PvP. But you know, they were killing children, and not only were these gang of people killing children, they were eating them too, if it came to that point where people were not paying the ransom. So I mean, that was just rough, okay? And we see that Ray is, you know, we know that he's one of those maiden masters, so you know, he's got nemesis, so he pretty much gets like an NPC that can transform into a weapon. That's his embryo, and he meets a new character named Hugo, and pretty much, you know, Hugo says that characters or masters that actually have the embryo of maiden, they kind of feel more connected to the world, and they kind of feel like the world is alive, right? And we saw this in the last episode when, you know, they were fighting the ogres, and of course Ray kills everybody. Like, we see the NPCs that are dead, and Ray's like, you know, this feels kind of real, like this is crazy. And we also got that hint from the one mystery person that was monitoring everything, and him saying that, you know, as people think this is a game from start to finish. So maybe it's actually more than a game. So I think the last episode set that plot point up, and this episode is building more upon it, because we see that Ray and Hugo, two masters, right, two real people from the real world, they actually did this level 8 quest, which should have been an easy quest, I would say. I don't know how the leveling system in this world is, because you would think a level 8 quest can be done by level 120 plus, which does Hugo's level like that, okay? Easy. But they kind of struggle with it, but the only reason they took the quest is because they felt that, you know, the woman was in need. They kidnapped her child, and you know, I guess she didn't have the ransom or the whole amount, so her child was probably going to be killed and eaten. So they felt obliged to go and help her out, which again, in a real game, in a real like game setting, nobody cares, right? Like, it's just an NPC, nobody cares. If that quest is not going to give me a reward, why would I do it? And again, this happened in the earlier episodes when his brother was explaining that the war between the Drive country and the country that they're in now was happening. Pretty much all the players from that country left, which caused that country to lose the war because the king was not rewarding the players. So if the king is not giving rewards to defend the country, all the players are going to leave, and of course you're going to lose the war because you don't have the OP people fighting on your side. And this kind of happened in this quest as well. Nobody was willing to help this woman, this NPC, but Ray and Hugo, both of them being of that maiden embryo type, they kind of feel like the world is alive, and they kind of feel like they have that deeper connection to the world. So they were really happy to help without even taking her money, at least Ray is. And you know, that scene where the wolf guy eats not only his own like comrades and stuff like that, he's like, you know, oh, grown man tastes better because, you know, when they're evil because they taste bitter or whatever. And he's like, oh, I'm still hungry, and he pulled out those heads. I mean, this episode took it to a whole new level, okay? which makes you kind of wonder, right? Like, this is more than just a regular MMO. Like, come on, like that stuff is real. Like, it's hardcore. They would not put this in a game, okay? Or at least I don't think they would. But, you know, it's in the future. Who knows? Now, another interesting thing is we got to see another embryo artwork, like a legit different embryo than what Ray and Rook have, right? Because they kind of both have like a maiden. Rook's got like he summons another NPC, but pretty much what's his name? Hugo, he can summon like drive equipment. Like he summoned a freaking Gundam. Okay, he was destroying with this thing, but his actual embryo is her name was Kaiko. I don't even know how to pronounce it, but she was pretty much a maiden, and she could empower like his armor that he was wearing, like the Gundam suit that he was in. She kind of became part of it and made it stronger. So she becomes a weapon, just like Nemesis becomes a weapon for Rey. So this episode definitely kicked off like the mature level of the game. It was definitely like more intense. I mean, when we saw all those kids that were turned into zombies, I mean, come on. That was just brutal. Because, I guess nobody paid for those ransom, and I guess the people couldn't eat those kids for some reason. Maybe they were already dead and they were rotting away. And I guess the other person, the actual leader of the gang, was the one that did the magic. Because he kind of seems like a necromancer type. Like, just from the look that he has with the hood and mage and the dagger and all that stuff, he 100% looks like a necromancer. So again, we're gonna see next episode what's gonna happen, because Rey was trying to go liberate the kids, and we see that the leader told the second in command, you go deal with Hugo, and I'll go deal with the master that's inside this castle or whatever. And, it looks like Rey got one-shotted. Now, I don't think he did, because, again, we know if you die in the game, you're pretty much locked out for, 48 hours or something like that, or 24 hours, which equals 3 days in the game, something like that. So if Rey is taken out right here, that quest is going to fail, because Hugo is using everything he's got with the second in command, and of course the leader is going to be stronger. So I don't think Hugo will be able to finish the quest all by himself. So I don't think Rey is dead or anything like that. I think he's just hurt, and he's going to come back, and he's going to one-shot everything in his path. Now, one little tidbit I did like in this episode was the fact that Rey logged out of the game because he got from a gacha machine. He got a riding horse, like a riding silver horse that knights and paladins can use, and he couldn't ride it. Like, he didn't have the necessary riding skills to do it. So I like the fact that he actually logged out, and he kind of Googled. He looked up a guide on how to get this riding skill, and we learned that the only way to get the riding skill is either A, if you're a knight, which we know that knight is the subclass, or the knight is the primary class, and the paladin is like the subclass. So since he kind of skipped over the knight class, he doesn't have that riding skill. He only has like the paladin skills. So he got kind of screwed there. I just thought it was fun because, I played MMOs. I played World of Warcraft. I played Final Fantasy 14, and plenty of times I'm like, okay, I don't log out because I'm not playing VR. I can just open it on another window. But, I do go out and I Google how to get certain items and skills. And I kind of like that, because at the end of the day, this is a game, right? Or who knows? Maybe it's an alternative universe at this point. But this is a game, and they're playing, so it makes sense that he goes out and he, looks for a guy for whatever he needs. And we also learned that he's broke, because he paid for the gacha, which I think it was 100,000 gold or whatever currency they use for one of them. And I guess he bought two, and then he needed to buy the riding skill for that horse, which was like another 100,000. So he's trying to see how he can make money, and Nemesis recommends him going to the arena, and he can't do it because it's below level 51. So that's kind of giving us what level Rey is at. And again, I just really don't get how the whole leveling system in this game works, because again, even a level 51 in any game that I played should be able to go and do a level 8 quest, unless the quest kind of power level sync to whoever's doing that quest. So if Rey and Hugo, who's level 120 plus, try to do this level 8 together, it'll probably average out to make the quest more, I guess, on average level, so they can actually have a challenge on the quest. We don't know how it works, but that could be it. We don't know. Now, we know in episode 1 when Rey was with the one NPC, even though the quest was level 5, it adjusted for her level, but that's because she was an NPC. Maybe it works the same even if it's masters, like actual legit players. We're just gonna have to wait and see for the next episode, because I know episode 6 is gonna go down, okay? I'm putting all my bet that Ray is not out. He's actually gonna come back and destroy that first person in command. We might even get to see a new nemesis weapon type. I think it's a little too soon, but it could happen, okay? It could happen. So like always, let me know what you thought of this episode. Go ahead and subscribe, leave me a like, and I will see you on the next episode.